Sawdudes, this is a very different video than what I'm used to creating, but I wanted to take some time off from doing some heavy editing after creating an intro. As you can probably tell from the title, Destiny 2 is somewhat suffering from the decisions made by Bungie, and the most egregious of these decisions comes in the form of Deepsight Harmonizers, a new resource that grants pattern progress on weapons. They can help new players or returning players acquire craftable weapons from past seasons that would otherwise be unobtainable. Now, my problem is not their introduction to the game, rather it is their acquisition. The only way you can acquire these is through the Season Pass at ranks 57, 77, and 93 on the free version, and ranks 47, 62, and 84 on the paid version. When you think about it, players who pay money for the Season Pass automatically have a small advantage when it comes to acquiring old or even new weapons faster. It is essentially pay to win. For example, let's take a comparison to exotic ciphers, a resource that is both obtainable from Master Rahul if you purchase Lightfall with the annual pass bundle, and the free Season Pass at rank 55. I would not call exotic ciphers a pay to win resource, however, since players can obtain one every week from the Xenology quest provided by Xur. Going into Season 21, I thought that Deepsight Harmonizers would be introduced much like exotic ciphers, in that there would be a weekly quest or extremely hard activity that we could grind through for a chance at one. I would be willing to trade hundreds of legendary shards for one if it meant that we could get past weapons. However, by restricting them to the Season Pass with no other means of acquisition, Bungie has effectively given an advantage to players that are willing to spend more money. By this time, I'm sure you have all heard the changes that have taken place regarding the prices for each Season Pass, and how the changes result in more expensive purchases. I am fine with game developers employing battle passes and season passes. How else are people going to provide for themselves and their loved ones? What I'm trying to get across is the disregard for player time investment and their heightened interest in predatory business practices. Destiny 2 is already a grindy game and a time sink, and to many it feels like a full-time job. Not only do you have to pay to get more Deepsight Harmonizers, but you also have to grind XP levels. But don't forget, you can also buy said levels now. We are incentivized to pay money to get the opportunity to get items we want. Look at the most recent dungeon, Ghost of the Deep. We now have to pay for dungeon keys to play dungeons to grind loot and hope to get the rolls we want. This is worsened by the fact that dungeon exotics are RNG based, so now we are not only paying to play content, we are paying to get a chance to get an exotic like the Navigator. Deepsight Harmonizers take this a step further, but now you cannot obtain them in any other way besides buying more through purchasing the seasonal pass. I like the idea of Deepsight Harmonizers a lot, actually. It makes sense to have something that will cut down the grind and allow newer players to acquire older gear. However, their implementation is something that we as players cannot accept. Bungie has already established exotic ciphers as a coveted resource, and though they may be purchased through certain means and time-gated by Xur's weekly arrival, it's balanced by the fact that it's still earnable through the player's time investment. Respecting player time is a big factor, even in a high-commitment game like Destiny 2. Players jump through so many hoops to get the gear that they want, and it's a real shame that even more are being created. I understand that many of you will comment on the cosmetic portion of Eververse, saying that it too has become plagued with microtransactions and price increases. However, cosmetics do not impact gameplay whatsoever. They only change appearances. When money starts to get in the way of genuine gameplay options, there's a problem. Take a look at it this way. If there's a meta gun that was craftable, everyone would run it. However, that gun's red border drop rate from the activity is abysmal. So now we, the players, are encouraged to buy the Season Pass to get the Deepsight Harmonizers to complete the pattern. Those who bought the pass now hold an insane advantage over those that don't. Now let's apply this to a somewhat similar scenario in real life. I'm looking at you, Neomuna, you piece of garbage. My second video, Neomuna red border drop rates are objectively bad, goes over the estimated 0.989% red border drop rate from the Heroic Patrol farm method. Like the aforementioned scenario, these Neomuna weapons suffer from a horrible red border drop rate. Since there is no guaranteed way to earn one red border weekly, players are incentivized to buy the Season Pass to get the red borders faster. Bungie is persuading people to buy the pass out of convenience and convoluted scarcity. At the beginning of Lightfall, Neomuna red border weapons were dropping like crazy, but eventually, someone at Bungie HQ flipped the numbers around. This is unacceptable to me and shows no respect towards hundreds of thousands of players that commit themselves to this game. I want this game and its franchise to succeed, and that is why I am so critical about it. I'm not a hater, I just want it to improve. It's a bit saddening to see things that you love so much change for the worse, and it's been a downward trend. I mean, look at the Destiny content vault. I paid for Forsaken in 2018 when it was released, and now there is damn near nothing to speak of it. I worked my ass off for Luna's Howl, but that got sunset and invalidated all my hard work. Bungie does not seem to want to fix things that have hurt this game, and it kinda sucks. While I'm at it, there's a dire need for server stability fixes, and we haven't gotten any word for that. Almost every week servers go down or suffer from lag spikes that impact gameplay so much that many stop playing. What happened to gameplay refreshes and making Gambit a core mode? What happened to competitive rewards? I'm not referring to Mercurial Overreach. There are so many glaring issues with the game as it stands that the team at Bungie shouldn't be putting so much effort into Season Pass monetization. Instead of making the necessary tuning adjustments, Bungie tends to go all or nothing on issues, and this has gone on for way too long. I paid for this game years ago, but now it masquerades as free to play, but is slowly making the change to pay to win. This video, like I said, is a change of pace, and comes from my desire to highlight ongoing issues that I can see. I understand that many of you will listen for the first few minutes and dismiss me as a hater, but I'm not. I wish that everyone can enjoy this franchise to the fullest, and that's why I make my videos. With that being said, happy farming, and I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Thank you for watching.